Eric, can you talk a little bit about the cooperative education that we have here at
Sure.
Montgomery College?
Sure, and thanks for bringing that up. It's another great venue for students who want to start to build some experience in their chosen major. And once a student has completed at least one semester at Montgomery College, they can enroll in a co-op program. And that's an opportunity for them to get some real experience in an area that they're thinking that they want to move into. Okay. It may not be doing the exact thing that they're going to do at the end of their degree, but it allows them to get exposed to that, to experiment, to see if this is the right direction, and actually to start building a resume.
What's the difference between a co-op kind of job or program and an internship?
Well, we use them kind of interchangeably. They're typically a co-op may be multiple semesters, but I think that it's starting to happen now that people are using the term co-op and internship interchangeably now.
And so a student might take class, in the morning and then go to work in the afternoon.
Correct.
Yeah.
Typically they're working about 15 hours a week in the internship.
It's a lot. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Student employment services, we have them on Rockville, Tacoma Park, Silver Spring, and Germantown. The easiest way for a student to find student employment services is probably our website.
Yeah, to go to the Montgomery College website, and on the fifth bullet down, it'll say employment, and just click on there. It has all the information, the phone numbers for each location on each campus, and links to our online job matching system as well.
I'm curious about the place that we live in. Montgomery County is a pretty multicultural place. There are lots of people who speak more than one language. Can that be a benefit for someone who wants to apply to the bank or to any job in the area?
For sure. No, specifically for Chevy Chase Bank, we have what's called the Hispanic Banking Initiative, which was launched about 2 years ago. And in that, what we've done is open branches locally throughout the Maryland and Virginia areas where we've got bilingual Spanish speakers. And so we've got about 24 branches right now that are fully dedicated to the Spanish and English languages. So students can certainly, who are bilingual, apply to those positions. And we, depending on the community, have folks that are, I forget how many languages that are bilingual, for Farsi or Tagalog or whatever it might be, Korean. So it depends on really their location. If we've got a community there that they would be able to utilize that language, but it's always a benefit for sure. It's an extra, we look at it as an extra skill, and in a lot of cases it's a hard to find skill set. Yeah. So it would distinguish a student for sure against their peers who might not be bilingual.
That's something you should put on your resume with your computer programming.
Absolutely,
right.
And we have had employers that'll go into our website and do keyword searches specifically for languages, so that absolutely include that in the resume.
Wow. Can you tell us about any success stories, students that came to your office or maybe came into your office, and talk a little bit about the path and how they made their way?
Yeah, I'm not thinking of a specific student, but we've had, I know with Chevy Chase, we've had over 300 students that have gotten employed with. The typical student will come in, typically they have never put together a resume before. Some of them have not interviewed before. And so they're coming in, they frequently don't think they have a lot to offer. Sometimes they're not, they don't know how to articulate all the skills and experiences that they've had. And so it's a wonderful, very satisfying feeling working with the students to see that with just a little bit of coaching with the job opportunity coordinator, they can go from thinking they have very limited options to starting to see a whole array of different kind of career paths that they can go in.
And we've had several students who have grown through the ranks. We do have one person, he was profiled in the magazine locally that profiles Baltimore and Washington. I think it's called Corridor Inc. He started with us as a student working part-time in one of our branches in Bethesda, and he's now, once he graduated, he decided to stay with us. Now he's a full-time teller, and I can see him growing into other positions, assistant branch manager, and those are the stories that we like to see, because we really do want people to stay with us, and we've got a lot of executives who've been with the bank for 20 plus years.
Wow.
So
very good.
It's really possible to grow in a lot of different areas.
I'm just following up on what you were saying. Can students, and I'm particularly curious as you, the person looking at the resume on the other end, can students put in their activities, their volunteer work? Would that be considered appropriate, and would a recruiter look at that?
We do look at it in some cases. I think our recruiter's focus tends to be on what the job requires and what the student has that lends itself to those requirements. Sometimes employers probably look at team sports to see if they're a team player or not. But outside of that, I think personally as a recruiter, my exposure tends to be, or my emphasis tends to be on their experience and how it relates to what I'm looking for. Not sure how the school feels about that.
Yeah, and typically we try to pull out of them. Most of them have done some type of work, whether it's volunteer work, student service learning, or something, and they haven't always.
I'm going to interrupt you just there because seeing the time is going by, but I want to thank you both for volunteering your time to help us out today and telling us a little bit about the partnership. And thanks for coming.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
If you have comments about today's show or suggestions for future episodes, send an email to campus.conversations@montgomerycollege.edu. For all of us here at Campus Conversations, I'm Fritzi Bodenheimer.
And I'm Marcus Rosano. Thanks for watching.